and in full effect.
George, you see, Julie and I have a very open...
Music, please.
Soul, funk, hip-hop and house.
Roger, copy.
Stand by for all of this and more.
You got a beat for me?
This one's explosive.
Broadcasting live from deep in the south, from an undisclosed location. DJ Static.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise, the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toast to you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. I'll be okay. Now I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis of my friends. In long places.
Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
That's right, Radio. This is WTF Nation Radio, and this is What the Fuck Wednesday with your host, Jim Beam. I want to appreciate everybody for joining us here. We are the voice of you. It's our What the Fuck moments. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We are here to entertain you and have a good time. You're more than welcome to call in and join in 415-889-8367. That's 415-88-WTFNR. What's up, Pookie?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. How about you?
Same old, man. Got out and did some things today, and I'm back home chilling.
I hear you. I understand that. Yeah, I just like pulled in the driveway like 2 minutes before I went on the air here.
That's what I was hearing.
That's why we had a long entry there. Sorry, folks. You know how it is. Sometimes it just works that way. Hell, long days, man. Long day. Seems like winter's here. The daylight has gotten shorter, and I go to work and it's dark, and I come home it's dark.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh yeah, man. I was in about 5 a.m. this morning. So.
Oh, damn, you put in a long day.
Yeah, got back here at the house about 8. So that Eastern Standard Time catches up with you.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. I was working up at INSCOM. I was working some long hours, man.
Yeah, it gets that way sometime, man. I don't know, man. I've been working so much. I've been trying to keep up what's going on in the world. I guess there's a lot of people. Jerry Jones has got fired up, from the Dallas Cowboys.
I've been trying to keep up with the news lately, but it's like the same old, man.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Oh, wait a minute. My favorite admin person's called. Well, one of them. Hello, darling. Well, we'll give her time to get here. But yeah, I don't know. I was just hearing some things, about some people are kind of getting pissed off about Jerry Jones and what he said about disrespecting the flag and stuff like that. I mean, if you're a green suitor, you can't go out to a campaign rally in your uniform. Well, hello there.
Well, hello. Is this going to work for me tonight?
It works for me.
Oh, all righty. There, yay.
But I mean, you got different jobs. You're not allowed to do certain things. So I mean, we don't
makes sense.
When it was last week or the week before last, time kind of blends with me here lately. But I mean, a lot of times is like we said, then was just because you have the right to do something doesn't make it the right thing to do. And to me, it's disrespect. It is to me. But I they have the right to do it. But it's kind of disrespectful. It's a lot of disrespectful.
Yeah.
But hey, like I said, I got a job. There's a lot of things I can't do. There's repercussions for it. If you drive an 18-wheeler and you get a DUI in your POV,
you're not driving no more.
You lost your privileges to be a truck driver.
You're probably not going to be a truck driver for another 7 years after that, too.
Yeah, if you get caught smoking dope, you lose your CDLs, even though you're not high when you're driving. So,
yeah.
It's just there's all kind of jobs out there that there's repercussions. Most jobs, if you do something. But like I said, you're talking about criminal activity there. I'm probably going down the wrong path, but I mean, there's a lot of jobs. Like I said, if you're in a green suitor, you're still in active duty. You can't go to a campaign rally in your uniform. So, have a little respect. I mean, Jerry Jones, he's getting a lot of flack, but what he's saying is the rule's always been there, and then, a lot of people are parsing the word, it says that, said the players shall stand with their helmet in their left hand with their right hand over the heart during the national anthem. It's been in the rules since the 60s. A lot of people, it says shall, not have to. Well, come on, quit being an outhouse attorney and trying to look for loopholes. You understand what it means. They use the word instead of shall or should or have to or could or whatever. You know what I mean? You understand what it's saying. You're an NFL player. You have to. I want you to put out a good front, and I mean it's an American sport. So I don't know.
Yeah, and you've got little kids looking up to you too. So do the right thing.
Right. So I understand where Jerry Jones is coming from. So he's saying as for the Dallas Cowboys, we're going to respect the national anthem and the American flag. And this is anybody on my team shows disrespect, they'll go sit at the bench. So person, we're taking away their rights. No, well, he's not.
He's employing them. He can do whatever he wants.
Now, when you're not when you're not there on the Dallas Cowboys or in the NFL on the football field, and you're at some other venue, and they play the national anthem, and you don't want to stand up. Well, you're not at work. Don't do it. I don't know. I don't. Like I said, I got mixed feelings on it. Like I said, do I think the guys got the right to do it? Sure, that's your freedom of speech and part of your freedoms. But do I think it's right to do? Hell no. There's a lot of people that put their life on the line. A lot of people have lost their lives to defend those bars and stars. And so have a little respect for it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just my opinion. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm too patriotic. Maybe I was raised by a patriotic family, been in the military, and the way I view things. Maybe I got a skewed sense of entitlement, I guess. Being a little white boy in the South, growing up in the projects with a handful of the white families that were there, I seen a lot of racism. It was directed at me too. So I mean, it's but that don't mean everybody in the country is that way.
I don't know. I saw the NFL ratings drop, so I'm just happy about that.
They were too. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I hadn't watched a football game since this season. I mean, I haven't
watched it ever since they started it. Crap, I stopped watching it.
I watched some of the scores and afterwards and stuff, but maybe I should stop watching ESPN too.
Yeah, ESPN's turned into like a man soap opera, and it's so politicized now. It's just ridiculous. I can't even watch 5 minutes of it.
So they got the right to say what they want to. So I don't know. Like I said, it's an everyday challenge. You got to do what you think. Hey, I have a lot of respect for Colin Kaepernick. Although I feel what he done was wrong or disrespectful, I have respect for him. And the aspect is, he did what he thought was right, and it cost him his job basically.
He stuck to his guns with it.
There's not a lot of people have that kind of conviction. So I mean, it's a two-edged sword. Just how you look at it, but it's a shame. Get some notoriety, get your cause, what your injustice that you want people to look at. Come at it from a different angle. So that's just my opinion. But I know I sound kind of wishy-washy on it, and I'm vasculating on it, but not really. Because like I said, I do feel like you have your freedoms, and you should be afforded those. But I don't know what's the saying. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing, and there's never a right time to do the wrong thing. Something like that.
Yeah. So, that's just pretty legit.
So yeah. But hey, I'm still the guy. I mean, when I'm going down the highway and I see a funeral procession coming down the road, I pull over and turn my headlights on.
You're supposed to do that.
It's just a sign of respect. It's like, when you're in a grocery store and there's an elderly person, you say, ma'am, sir, just, it's respect. And so here's what a lot of people don't understand. I don't know if it's maybe just my upbringing that it is, but when I stand for the national anthem, I hold my hand over my heart or salute. When you pass a person and you say, sir or ma'am, thank you. No, thank you. It's not respect to that person that you're really giving. It's respect to yourself. And, you have to respect yourself before you earn respect from anybody else. So, no, that's just what I was taught. I don't know that old guy. But because I have respect for myself and who I am, I call him sir.
Oh, you do that up here in Virginia, people look at you crazy.
What, sir?
Why are you talking to me? Yeah. If you do, I was always told, I was always brought up, you acknowledge, when you're walking by someone, you acknowledge them. It's a respectful thing, And when you say, hey, how you doing? Or how you doing, sir? Or whatnot, people look at you like you killed their firstborn child or something.
Yeah, just to thine own self remain true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I guess we'll play a few more musical songs here and probably hit the Facebook Live for a little while and do some commentary and kind of settle that crowd. If there's any out there. And, I don't know. What's we'll be right back. How about some Tainted Love, Marilyn Manson.
WTF Nation.
Nation Radio
is in the house.
In the hizzy. All right. Here in about 20 minutes or so, we're going to go Facebook Live for all you people that are listening on your mobile device. If you're on the Puffin app, the Dolphin, or the TuneIn, or if you have a Android device and you went over to the Google Play Store and downloaded the WTF Nation Radio app, you're awesome. You can listen to us here at WTF Nation Radio, WTFNR.com. Live chat cam is up, rolling, as always. Of course, you already know that if you're listening to my voice properly. Excuse me. I'm about to give me something to drink here shortly. My glass is empty. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh, I know it's not. So we'll talk a little bit here, play a little bit of tunes, hit over to Facebook Live, and then we'll talk about some of the topics for today. Open the phone lines up, and all you people that are listening, call in and participate. It's a whole lot more fun.
Funner.
When you participate. Otherwise I can go in my bedroom and talk to myself. 415-889-8367.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
I was like looking at a gun store today, and I almost bought me a gun today. I kind of had to tell myself not to do it.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that when we go Facebook Live, bro. Let's talk about. I love to talk about firearms and kneeling for the flag, and Jerry Jones and Eminem and California burning to the ground.
The fun stuff.
All that stuff, man. It's horrible. I mean, it really is. I mean, think about it, man. No matter where you're at in the country, we've had hurricanes and floods and now forest fires and wildfires, whatever you want to call them. It's horrible. We'll hit on that a little bit. We get to Facebook Live, but sometimes, man, you just pick the wrong nigga to fuck with.
This door with the key of entertainment. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of music. A dimension of comedy. a dimension of brotherhood. You've just crossed over into WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shots. What's up? This is WTF Wednesday. This is your host, Jim Beam, with my co-host, my main man, my sidekick, the Tonto to my Lone Ranger, Mr. Pookie.
How y'all doing tonight?
We all doing good. I hope everybody else is too. And of course, from the head shed here, we have one of the favorite admin assistants here from WTF Nation Radio, Spanky. What's up, Spank?
Hey, y'all. How are y'all doing tonight?
We doing just fine since you got here.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Aww.
Hey, call the show here, 415-889-8367 if you'd like to join the conversation. Talk about anything going on in society or anything you're concerned about, want to grab about, praise, put down, whatever. You know what I mean? The lines are open for you tonight.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367. 415-889-8367.
That's right, 415-88-WTFNR. If you can spell better, you can cipher. This is your host, Jim Beam. Talk about a little modern topics, something's going on over the last couple of weeks. Seem like it's the same old stuff over and over, though, right?
Exactly.
one of the bad things right now is, we've had a lot of, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, a lot of bad natural disasters going on with hurricanes and forest fires, wildfires now. I don't know if that was naturally caused or man caused it, but either way, it's going through nature, and it's. I heard there was 500 people unaccounted for in California.
Holy shit!
So, and they're contributing that to it could be people just got out of the area, didn't have their cell phones, they're just unaccounted for. So we're hoping and praying that everybody is doing well, especially if you got any loved ones, relatives out that way. We hope they're all doing well. And, it's a sad, sad thing.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's stuff like this that brings our country together. It's, it takes a disaster, something that's just, I don't know, I want to say just, I don't know, can I think of a worse word than disaster? I mean, something, It has to take something that's a travesty to bring our country together, and I don't understand it. You know what I mean? It's like, 9/11, natural disasters, the shooting out in Vegas. I mean, this stuff tends to bring a lot of people together. Some divisiveness on some of those things, but it tends to bring everybody together. We could all come together without this, all people have to do is just start listening to each other, talking to one another, Take time of your day, talk to somebody that is different than you. And you'll be surprised that they're not so much different.
Just be civil people.
It is. I mean, it doesn't matter color, creed, religious beliefs, whatever. If you take the time to sit down and talk with people, you'll find out that they're not too different. Everybody has a lot of the same wants and needs. They want to be successful in life. They want the best for their children. We're not a lot different, no matter what your, again, what your background is, where you're from. So maybe instead of people going around mad and the guy cut you off in front of you and on the way to work and then pissed you off, and how about just slow back and let him go on. You know what I mean? Don't let that
take it for a grain of salt.
Yeah, don't let it make your run your. It's your day. Don't let somebody else run your day. Don't let somebody else run your mood, because I mean, ultimately, you can control that.
Yep.
I mean, they're your buttons. I mean, everybody say, "Oh, you're pushing my buttons." Well, don't let them push your buttons. You know what I mean? Just take it like you said. With Pookie says, grain of salt, move on. Again, 415-889-8367. You like to call in the show and talk with us this evening. Anything that's on your mind. So, what's on your mind, Pookie?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I was at the gun store, which I got to stay away from the gun store, and I saw the one pistol I've been looking for a while, and it's an FN57. I've been wanting one forever, and I was about to blow a freaking wad of cash on it, and I was like, no. I finally talked myself out of it because this is a lot of money for one of them things.
Look, there's never a wrong time to go to a gun store, bro.
I know, but there's always a wrong time to spend a lot of money that you don't need to spend.
Right. No, I applaud you for having a little self-control, because, I mean, sometimes you got to put your wants in front of your needs, and vice versa, your needs in front of your wants. But, there'll be one there. Just keep putting a little back, and then one day you'll find one, and it'll be a better deal.
Yep. I went there with my buddy, and he's been headstrong on finding one of them, what's them, bump stocks or whatever it is for his AR. And the guy that I go to had one. He's like, it's going for $750. I was like, what? They normally only go for like $100. Normally. He's like, if you go on Gun Broker right now, they're selling for $1,000 a piece because they're about to outlaw them. So everyone's trying to buy them up real quick.
They're not selling for $1,000 a piece. People are asking $1,000 a piece for them.
That's what my gun dealer was telling me. He was like, right. Yeah, I'm seeing them selling right now for $1,000 a piece right now.
Well, I think that's probably
because even he was like, that's stupid as shit. And he even said that he had one on concession. I guess this was called consignment or whatever it is.
Consignment, yeah.
Yeah, he had one. Yeah, he had one there for $650. He's like, yeah, I ain't gonna sell it to you because it's ridiculous. I was like, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, I was always told that the value of something is what someone's willing to pay for it. With that being said, though, you got to use a little common sense and everything. So, hell, for $750, I can buy an AR. Excuse me. I mean,
I'll buy a AK-47 for about that price, and that'd be good.
There's different. You can buy a car for $16,000. You can buy one for $96,000. You know what I mean? There's all kind of different choices out there. But wow, you know what I mean? So
yes.
But here's the question I have: if they outlaw them, is it illegal to own it, or they can no longer buy new ones? See, that's the question I have.
Is it gonna be like one of them grandfathered things? As well, I even asked the gun dealer. He's like, he has no idea. I guess I guess it was like called Shore Slip or Shore Fire or something like that. It was a brand, the company that made it. Apparently, they shut down. They just said, screw it, we're not selling them anymore after the Vegas stuff. So I think that might have driven the price value of the market or whatever it is. I mean, I said I don't see a reason why you want one. I told my buddy that. I was like, they're completely useless. I mean, it throws your accuracy completely off. And he's like, I've been wanting one since I saw it, blah blah blah. I mean, that's your choice, whatever.
Well, it seems like every time there's something like this that happens, the gun grabbers get involved, and then everything goes crazy. Hey, I was taught that that rifle it's a tool. I'm the weapon. I mean, that guy up there in the hotel shooting out that window, he's the weapon. He just used a rifle as a tool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I could be using a hammer and hammer nails into some 2x4s, or
he could have just easily walked down the middle of the crowd and with a suicide vest on. I mean, it's
exactly.
It's a sad thing, but it's you're blaming. Listen, I've got more than one firearm and less than a couple hundred. And there, one of them has left my home and injured anyone. I carry one on my side. I have a shoulder holster. Matter of fact, I usually carry two at a time. I got one in my pocket, and I mean, not a one of them has came out of my pocket and assaulted anyone. Not a rifle has left my gun cabinet, my gun safe. My 270 has not got up off the deer head and walked outside and injured anyone. And it never will. And it never will. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm just saying, don't blame the gun. Blame the person that used it. And if they didn't have a firearm, they'd use a hammer, like you said, a crowbar, a baseball bat, a limb off a tree.
Looks like that guy. Well, it's like that guy in China that went on a killing spree with I think he had like a cleaver or some shit, and I think he pulled off like 40-something people he killed.
I mean, yeah, if you want to injure people, there's a way to injure, but don't take away my ability to defend myself.
Exactly.
We get off in this. It seems like we talk about this a lot with me, but I'm just that way. I mean,
well, that's the truth.
Hey,
it's. I mean, this is my constitutional right. I'm going to talk about it all I want to you.
Oh, you're right. I'm like the old boys out there in Oregon. I'm here with my Second Amendment right to defend my First Amendment right, and vice versa. But
yep.
But I mean, anytime a travesty like this happens, it's always blamed on the firearm and not the individual, and hell, I mean, what if a guy got in a bulldozer and just ran through a bunch of people in a crowd? I mean, look, I haven't seen them. Have you seen anything for banning Presto pressure cookers?
No, actually, I have not. I mean, I know they make them more out of aluminum now instead of steel, but I mean,
I haven't seen anything. That's what those guys used in the Boston Marathon to make the homemade bombs out of. They put them in pressure cookers, and they made homemade bombs, and they injured and killed a lot of people. But I didn't hear one person come out about, we need to ban pressure cookers. We need to go after Presto, the company, because they make these dangerous pots that can be turned into a deadly tool in the wrong hands. Hell, if that jigger gets stopped up on top, it'll blow up in your kitchen anyway. So.
Exactly.
but I'm just saying, it's just ridiculous. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that don't understand. I mean, we're going to outlaw 30-round clips because once you use them, you can't use them again. So if you can't buy anymore.
Or ban assault bullets, because assault bullets are so much more powerful than, regular bullets.
Right. Hey, guys, y'all join the conversation here. 415-889-8367. Let's call on the show and talk about anything that's on your mind. pro, cons, whatever. I'll take either. You know, I'll play devil's advocate. It doesn't matter to me. I like doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, so it's just, you know, I know that was, you know, happened a week or so ago, but it's just, you know, you get people up holler, and Hillary talking about, you know, a good thing it didn't have a silencer. It would have been more. Really? Really?
Yeah. Don't know anything about
how
silence.
about you answer your damn telephone, your emails, when somebody in the embassy overseas is fucking trying to contact you about being attacked? Stupid whore.
Or not use private freaking servers to store classified information.
Me. I didn't say that. I apologize. I need to edit that out. No, I mean it just frustrates me when, you know, everybody's always, you know, pointing the other finger, you know. I mean, I like what Donald Trump told during the election. Hey, you've been a public servant for how many years and you ain't fixed nothing yet? You're complaining about stuff and you've been in the public service for 40, 50 years? What have you done? Nope. Well, if I was president, I would do. Really? Hell, you know, you was a first lady, you was a senator, you was a secretary of state. What is Secretary of State? I mean, so.
Yeah, Secretary of State.
So I mean, you know, what the hell have you done?
Well, blowing a lot of hot air.
Oh, we got somebody calling now.
Oh, we don't piss someone off.
Oh, I don't care. WTF Nation Radio, you're live on the air. Who are we speaking with?
It's Franco.
What's up, Franco?
How are you? Franco.
Branco or
I'm racing
Franco?
on Franco with a B.
Oh, you're a
Damn
B?
it, you guys got to act professional. I'm going to advertise for you guys again on Saturday. Oh, get your shit together, Jay Reddy.
Jay Reddy?
This is not Jay Reddy.
Oh, no, it's Jim Beam. Even better. I know you probably got tons of shit to talk to me.
Man, I ain't seen no royalty checks off that damn advertisement yet. Damn it.
Well, excuse me.
Man, all this time, man, I was calling you Franco, and your name is Branco?
Yeah. Bravo, Romeo, Alpha, November, Charlie, Oscar.
So you're a B?
Yes.
I knew you was a B.
Oh, in more ways than one.
You're out on the East Coast, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I got you.
Yeah, he's a Yank.
I know. I mean, you know,
I race cars, so I'm conflicted.
Man, I appreciate you putting that sticker on your race car. I know it takes up a lot of space on those little go-karts.
I didn't put a sticker on the go-kart. In May, I hand-painted the hood.
Sweet baby Jesus.
So we got like legit like racing like sponsorship now.
I'm telling you, man.
No,
it's like Ricky Bobby
it's
over
something
here.
I always worked. I love the fact that you guys have open airwaves open to any veteran. And the fact that Red Lake set this up is one of the biggest reasons why I enjoy it so much.
Hey, and it's listeners like you.
Because let's be honest, it's.
I was gonna say, it's listeners like you to keep us around. We enjoy you.
Well, I try to do my best. Well, okay, pros and cons of guns.
Okay.
You said you wanted to talk about that while you played devil's advocate.
No, I just said anything. You can talk about lollipops if you want to.
I'll give you a con about guns. They're expensive as shit.
That's not a true statement. Anyway, what you got for us there, Branco?
I just believe, and this should end any of it, if you allow the public to have machine guns, automatic rifle fire, you know, you're threatening to literally destabilize the country. I believe they should have guns, but I don't believe they should have automatic firepower. Because, you know, we live in the United States, and that's why I'm against the bump stop, or whatever you want to call it. That's why I hate the assault rifles that are out there. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Well, what makes an assault rifle? Because you use it for one? I mean, there's no difference.
No, it's the rate of fire. It's the rate of fire. Plain and simple. That's what makes it an assault gun.
A wooden stocked 223 and a 223 AR. I mean,
really? Even the M16 had a semi-automatic.
It's like putting racing stripes on your car. It doesn't make it any faster.
But if you still got a stupid nut behind the wheel, the car's going to crash.
Well, sure. Listen.
You know what I mean? So why would you want to allow...
I think if a person has is properly vetted and prove that they can handle having such a firearm, they got license for it. People are background investigated, and you have to have a license to be able to own those type of weapons. So why not?
No.
Hell, I think everybody order on a Black Hawk helicopter. You know what I mean?
I'm not with that.
No, but I agree with the whole venting process, and like I've always said, Massachusetts does have the best gun laws, just like they have the best veterans benefits. Suck it, all 49 other states.
Oh, you're gonna ride that dick any harder?
Oh no, Massachusetts just got some amazing shit for veterans, and that's why I enjoy calling into the show, because there's just active military and veterans from everywhere that could possibly hear it. And it's legit shit. You come to this, I live on the same street as the bus station. But if you come into Massachusetts as a honorably discharged veteran, you qualify for a benefit called Chapter 115. And it's supplemental income until you can make an honest living, and, they supplement your income while you kind of transition back into what we got here. That's just one of the things that I enjoy doing. But I think I wasted enough of your show, Jim.
No, you're not wasting anything, man. You're more than welcome to call in.
I know. I'm trying to be humorous, and I take humor to the completely different level.
I'm just saying, man. Hell, I'd love to have a fully loaded Apache, sitting in the driveway. You know what I mean?
You don't think I would love to have an M1A1 sitting in my backyard?
Sure, why not?
I would like to have an Abrams chilling in my driveway. So I mean, damn.
Hey, you gotta get it out of my backyard.
I like to put a sign up that says "Stay out of my yard." It's got landmines in it. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I mean, it is some funny and unique stuff that we deal with, but that's what the active military is for. And if we really wanted to play with the toys, we could just, some of us can't because we're too old, but we can go back and re-enlist.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess, there's a reason why a lot of people like to have different type of firearms, where it's hunting, collecting, preppers. They're worried about, when the fecal matter hits the oscillating device, and they want to be prepared for it. But I'm just saying, what if we were attacked at our borders from a foreign force? You know what I mean? I guarantee there's going to be a lot of folks in this country that have long rifles, and there'll be a lot of folks glad they got them. I don't think it ever happened. I hope it never happens.
I agree with that. I hope it never happens either, but I agree with that. You know what I mean? That's why, you can go buy, to be honest, you can go buy, I think, sniper rifles legally. You can go buy all that stuff. I'm sorry. After seeing what happened in Las Vegas and seeing 400 people on the ground, I wouldn't want to, just allowing the American public to have that kind of firepower is...
Listen, if that guy didn't... Listen, I don't know that guy. I don't know what he would have or wouldn't have did if he hadn't had firearms. But if he really, truly wanted to inflict damage and death, there's other ways he could have done it. If we were a gunless society, there's ways.
I understand
Yeah,
that, but
look
we
at
live in the.
France.
What was that?
What's it?
But the
Nice, France?
But what I'm saying back at you is this: okay, so should I lose my ability to keep from getting mugged at the ATM, coming back from dinner with my family, my ability to defend myself from home intruders because somebody else went out and did something a travesty with by
you
using that
you
tool.
have the right. You have the right, and this would be my comeback to that. You have the right to definitely arm yourself to defend yourself. You don't have the right to be taken advantage of by gun lobbyists that just want to sell everything and anything to make a profit. And they don't care about they honestly don't care about the damage it inflicts.
Okay, so let me flip the script on you here. All right, what about the cars? People that sells cars. When you buy, they don't care what you do with that car. They don't care if you commit a crime with it. If you go out and get drunk and run people over. If you use it to rob a bank. If you use it to kidnap a kid. I mean, it's just a tool that some individual has used to commit a crime with. And in this case here, this guy, it just happened the tool he used was a rifle, a firearm. So I mean, we can argue it any way you want to, but I'm just saying, nobody talks about it. Nobody talks in this country about, oh, look how many DUIs happen. How many people are killed in vehicle crashes every year? Why don't the car industry?
Because all themselves are drunks.
Why don't the car industry?
Trust me.
Why don't the car industry make
because
vehicles?
The people that make
Wait a minute. Listen. Why doesn't the car industry make vehicles that doesn't run unless you have a breathalyzer and you have to breathe in it? I know they got those for people that's had DUIs, but they should be in all cars.
Exactly.
You should be able to prove that you're not drunk to drive your car because people are getting killed by it. Maybe they should outlaw alcohol because people can't control themselves when they drink it, and they're killing, robbing, and running people over when they're drunk in their vehicles. There's a lot of things that you can blame on what people, bad choices and decisions they make. But nobody's hollering about it. Nobody's talking about, hey, there's an obesity problem in this country. Let's get rid of the knives, forks, and spoons. Because people are eating too much.
Because we eat too much, but they're all making money off of the deal.
Exactly.
That's why nobody's saying anything.
But don't blame my firearm, and like I said, I got 100 of them, and not a one of them has injured anybody, hadn't left my home, it hadn't assaulted my neighbor, so don't blame me.
Okay, I wouldn't blame you. No, instead of blaming your firearm, I would blame the state that allowed you to carry the firearm without doing proper identity checks.
Why? Hey,
what? I should be able to carry a rifle wherever I want to carry it.
Come live in a city with 88,000 people, and you're walking around with a rifle.
I kind of agree with both of you here. Okay, if you're in New York City, you probably don't need to be walking down the street with a rifle slung over your shoulder. But if you're out in a country setting, you're going hunting, then there shouldn't be no problem with it. There is a time and place for everything.
And exactly, there is. And I mean,
I live back in the woods.
I'm like Ted Nugent said, okay? The Second Amendment is my.
No, I understand.
The Second Amendment is my concealed carry permit. And but me being a law-abiding citizen, I buckled and went and paid my money and got the little license that made it legal for me, so I don't. I'm not in trouble with the law. And again, we talked about this on other shows before. Law-abiding citizens are going to do what law-abiding citizens do. Try to obey the law. Criminals are going to do what they're going to do. By law, by definition, they're going to be criminals. They're going to break the law.
So it's almost like the only, and no matter what, I agree, these guns are still going to get into the hands. And the only thing I'm saying is that if you have like these I just don't understand why the American government would allow this product to be sold to their citizens. And it's not about people having items for people to carry guns. You know what I mean? There's good people that carry guns. I know a lot of them.
Because,
bad people that carry
and
guns.
let me
I
answer
don't
that
know a
for
lot
you.
of them.
The American government is not my overseer. They are not my fiduciary. They are not my caretaker. Then therefore they shouldn't have any right to tell me what I can and cannot do as a free man. I am a free human being, and I have.
And I agree.
Our forefathers try to put together a constitution to secure those freedoms. Yeah, nothing's perfect. Can everything be worded perfectly? No, because you have wordsmiths and people out there who try to turn things around, look for the loopholes to say, again, back to Jerry Jones we was talking about earlier, the rule says they shall. It doesn't say that they have to. Well, now you're parsing words. And right. It's a travesty what happened. But you can't punish everybody. It's the old saying, one bad apple doesn't run the bushel. You know what I mean?
No, but freaking 50,000 machine guns would tear up.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. So what if the guy was a situation where there's somebody trying to inflict harm on other individuals, and a concealed carry permit holder pulls out his weapon, his firearm, and he dispatches the assailant and stops him from doing whatever he's doing. You happy that guy had it?
Be commended and get an award.
There. If you search the internet, there are tens.
Seriously,
there are tens. Listen. Search the internet. There are tens and hundreds of these cases, but you don't hear about them because you don't know how many people the assailant would have killed if it hadn't been for the concealed carry, the citizen with a firearm, the off-duty police officer with his firearm. I mean, their stories are out there, but you don't hear about those. All you hear about is when the people go shoot the schools up or go to a concert and shoot it up because it's newsworthy. You don't hear about the 100 million people that made it home safe today. You hear about the 5,000 people that had a 27 million car pileup on the interstate because it's news. It's sad that bad news is what draws people. It's like the flame and the moth thing. But I understand we're kind of getting.
I agree, and that's why
I
can commend you guys on the fact that you talk about the stuff that doesn't only come up in news cycles, or you try to, being veterans. Because being veterans, we all know kind of like what's going on, let's be honest. We all went through basic training. We kind of all learned the same shit. And one of the things me personally, is I really realized what the government was about. And then, I just know stuff about it locally, and, it ain't every city where, I don't know, I think it was 5 years ago, city councilor accused the mayor of pulling his gun out. Now, the mayor's a concealed carry member, had all the proper paperwork and everything. City councilor said he pulled the gun on him. They both went to the police station. They both made their statements. The whole situation got dropped. The city councilor became mayor.
Look, somebody just brought up in the live chat at WTFNationRadio.com, and they're right. It just happened at a church in Tennessee a few weeks ago. Guy comes in. I know he shot and killed one lady outside. He entered the church, shot and injured several other people. The altar boy or whatever they call him, the deacon or whatever the guy was, the usher, I think it was. Okay, he goes to his vehicle, gets his concealed carry, and from what I understand, and stops the guy. I mean, I could be wrong, but you know what? What if he'd have kept that concealed carry on him when he went into the church? There might have been a lot less people injured. Maybe one less person dead. So,
it's just,
have you honestly ever noticed there's this trend going on that they always want to attack the gun-free zones, like the schools, the churches, things like that?
Chicago,
good point.
Gun laws.
No. What he's trying to tell you is where are these assaults taking place at? Where they know people are not supposed to have firearms, because they're not going to encounter resistance.
It's called a soft target, and I bitch about this shit all the time.
Well, I don't know if churches are really considered. I don't know if they're in that gun free, but not a whole lot.
Churches, churches are definitely a soft target.
Yeah, but I don't know if if that's one of the laws. There's certain, even with concealed carry permits, there are certain places you're not allowed to take them, and that's schools, court proceedings, stuff like that.
Government buildings.
Right.
Courthouse.
But yeah, but you wouldn't expect anybody. I mean, now look at what happened with the thing in the movie theaters. Now you can't take your firearm to the movie theater. Does that make you safer?
Well, you can't scream fire in the movie theater either.
No, but I'm talking about they pass a law now where you can't have a firearm inside of a movie theater because of the Joker guy. But does that make you safer?
No, it doesn't. It makes you more of a target at that point.
So you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know the movies anymore.
I don't go to movies. I don't go to public events because I can't go in. Like most of them, like, you can't have your firearm. If I can't go in there without a firearm, I'm not going to it.
Oh, see, I personally, I'll go to public events, and I can't. I choose. I haven't even choose to go get an FID card. You know what I mean?
Well, Doc Derek,
I'll go anyway.
Doc Derek over in the live chat at WTFNationRadio.com said, he carries everywhere besides schools and libraries. I must have metal detectors. Said it makes you a sheep. And I mean, it is. But see, the problem is with a law-abiding citizen, you can carry anywhere you want to as long as nobody sees it. You know what I mean? You got the restaurants that have the signs up, no weapons allowed here, no firearms allowed here. So does that make that restaurant safer or more dangerous? To me, it makes it dangerous because as a law-abiding citizen, most of them will say, well, I'm not going to take my concealed carry because I don't want to get in trouble. But the criminal's going to take it in anyway because he don't give a shit. He probably shouldn't have the gun to start with.
Well, you brought up a very valid point about these metal detectors, right? Like, if you're going to make the area a gun-free zone, anyone entering that zone should have to go through a checkpoint.
Agreed.
Some sort of metal detector. I mean, most of the times you see the schools, they're like metal detecting the kids, or whatever it is. Like, a movie theater is a gun-free zone, and why do I see a checkpoint with 2 sheriff's deputies standing out front checking people for firearms?
I don't know, but that definitely makes a lot of sense.
I mean, don't label something a gun-free zone. I mean, you shouldn't. It should be like a law saying you can't label it a gun-free zone unless there's some sort of security checkpoint involved in place.
Oh, I agree. I think you're both right, and it's just all about opinions on the situation. But I'm gonna let you guys go.
Hang that shit up.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hang that shit up.
See you later.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Go drive your car.
Go down to the bar. Have you some
These nuts.
Yeah, you owe me a quarter. I want to drink some water.
I want me some glory hole.
Oh yeah.
My buddy Jay Reddy. Jay Reddy, give us a call. I know you out there listening, man. 415-889-8367. You know the number.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367. 415-889-8367.
If anybody else would like to call in, talk about another subject, or continue on, it doesn't matter to us. We'll talk about everything. But yeah, kind of went along on that subject, but that's fine. I mean, but I mean, he makes up some points that's what a lot of people bring. Oh, well, why does the government allow? They ain't allowing shit. That's my freedoms.
Yeah, I have this rule with politicians, and it's like it pretty much borderlines goes down to as soon as they start talking about the children, I stop listening, or they start talking about I think, oh no, I feel like when I hear, I think, okay, when I feel, that's a different story. But when they start about talking about children or their feelings, I'm done. That's it. I don't listen to them anymore.
I think politicians, if they're going to get into politics, they should get in, spend a couple terms, and get the fuck out of the way. Otherwise,
oh yeah, term limits they definitely need term limits for fucking the Congress.
I mean, it doesn't. You know, you doesn't have to be up there for 40 damn years. You know, it wasn't a office. They wasn't designed for you to go up there and have a career. It was designed for people to go up. And,
they weren't paid individuals originally, right?
And you know, new ideals and you know, different philosophies and things like that to introduce to other people. Same reason you go to college. You go to learn about a little bit about different things and network, and you know, that's why they say, you know, experience and education. Experience, you learn it. Education, you learn about it. You know the verbiage. You know what a widget and a what's it is by learning it, and if you got the experience, you know what the widget and the what's it is because you've used it.
Yeah, even though like colleges these days have totally like strayed away from free thinking, you know, like free individual thoughts. It blows my mind, man.
Well, that's because you got, you know, people that used to be on the government watch list and sought after the government now are teaching their professors in colleges. But you know what I know, I'm just a hick from the sticks, peckerwood with a couple of guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm a high school dropout hillbilly motherfucker from you know, the hills, man. You know, I don't know anything.
I'm like Nick Nolte was in Tropic Thunder. I don't know what they call it, but I know the sound it makes when you pull the trigger. But something like that.
You never go full retard.
Yeah, really.
Call the show now at 415-889-8367. 415-889-8367.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
That's right, radio. This is WTF Nation Radio. We are the voice of USR What the Fuck Moments. We appreciate you guys tuning in for the Wednesday show, also known as WTF Nation Radio. You know, I just realized something. You know, even the counter says "What the fuck," right? You know what I mean? It's at the end of the week. It's like, what the fuck? But
what the fuck?
Give us a show rundown there, Poogie. What's going on? Anything exciting happening?
Ain't nothing. Not in my neck of the woods lately, except, you know, your normal like, you know, heroin addict going crazy in the streets and stuff like that. But that's about it.
No, I was wanting you to do a rundown for the upcoming shows, the nightly and the afternoon show.
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about my local area. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me pull this thing up. Put me on the spot, bud.
Oh man, I thought you was ready for it. But anyway, we have a show every night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you guys like to tune in, come in tomorrow night for Ice and the Main Page folks. They'll be here for the Sarge's time. Then we have Friday Night Freedom on Fridays. And then Savage Saturdays. Or Saturday Savagery. How you say it there, Poogie? Crickets.
Oh, it's Saturday Night Savagery.
Yeah, with J Real.
I'm totally sorry. I fell in the rabbit hole. Yeah.
No, you're fine. Don't worry, man. Because I'm sitting here trying to pull my my email stuff up, and for some reason it don't want to work. So we got the head shed here. Give us what's going on in the week's.
Yeah, she does everything.
We got some guests scheduled up.
Actually, we do. And my apologies, because you know what? It is sitting in my outbox.
I'd rather be in your box, but anyway, go ahead.
Oh, of course. All right. Yes. Coming up on Friday, we have Janelle Knetch. She's assistant to the director for Forgotten Soldiers Outreach. In October 2003, Forgotten Soldiers Outreach was born to help send that little bit of home to our troops. Service members were provided with much needed care items as well as letters of encouragement. Over the years, they have become a nationally recognized organization receiving support from all over the country. They send out monthly week care packages to our United States deployed military who have been registered by family members, friends, commanding officers, or themselves. The fact remains that deployments continue all over the world, and their list continues to grow. Now more than ever, our men and women serving in the military can use that extra morale boost that is received through our We Care packages. On Monday, the 16th of October, Tarvin Marchese, from the director of the film Fallen, will be on. After nearly losing his life in the field, Thomas medically retired from the police department as a sergeant in 2016. He's a 14-year veteran of law enforcement. He spent many years as a homicide detective, as well as a gang and narcotic expert and a tactical team leader instruction. He made this film to educate the public. Not only will this film serve as an educational snapshot of history, but its raw honesty and intimately candid perspective will serve as a tribute to all of those who have sacrificed everything so that we may enjoy the safety and freedoms we take for granted. Next week, on Tuesday, we have John Jackson from Military Working Dog Team Support Association. They are a nonprofit organization that supports military working dog teams by a variety of means. Some of these are care packages, handler recognitions, hero dog awards, veteran dog handler cause support, and support for memorials. Next Wednesday, on the 18th of October, we'll have Brian Groves, Wendell Lee, and Logan Van from Codename Bootstrap. Codename Bootstrap is a new nonprofit organization that has the goal of helping vets help other vets through actions of compassion, a listening ear, or just being there for a brother or sister in arms. And then lastly, next Thursday on the 19th of October, we have, oh my gosh, I'm going to screw this name up, Jonathan Coppinger from CBS Radio ConnectingVets.com. He's a California native and reports full-time on the Department of Veteran Affairs for ConnectingVets.com. He joined the Navy in 1987. His assignments included as a broadcaster with the Armed Forces Network. That took him to Puerto Rico and Italy. While based in Naples, he anchored a weekly TV news magazine for the U.S. Naval Force members across Europe. He moved to Washington, D.C. area in 2000. He's worked with trade associations for achieving a lifelong goal of becoming a civil servant at the Department of Veteran Affairs. That is all I have.
Thank you, Spanky.
Well said.
Sorry, I had a little, a little bit of a tickle there in my throat. Just trying to clear it out. So there you go. And we have an afternoon show too, don't we, Pookie?
Yeah, we got the taco truck. I think it's between 12 and 2.
Yes, it is 12 and 2 Eastern. And that's with KJ and Ghosty.
I occasionally pop in.
Yes, Secret Squirrel Ninja Pookie. He comes in and steals tacos. Says a word or two.
Yes, tacos are awesome. So I gotta sneak in and steal some tacos. You know, the snack life.
Oh, shh! Don't tell anybody. I'm always forever trying to steal snacks.
And I would like to also put out there that this is October. It's Breast Awareness Month. So if any of you ladies need a breast exam, I'll be more than glad to handle that for you. You need to get a hold of me, Jim Beam, WTFNationRadio.com. And schedule's filling up. For that breast exam. Free, of course.
free breast exams.
I know. I'm not a real physician. I'm not a veterinarian either, but I'll take a look at your kitty cat while I'm at it. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm always 100%, 365 days around a year. I'm willing to give free breast exams.
All jokes aside, it is October is Breast Awareness Month, so ladies, don't forget to go get your checkup and take care of yourself. It goes for you guys too. I mean, as you start to get older, things start to happen.
Yeah, guys have to check their boobs.
No, their testes and their prostate.
Is there a testicular month, or is that non-existent?
No, I think there is. I'm not quite sure which one it exactly is, but they say that that men that their partners, the female, tends to find problems with the man's testicle. I guess it's from fondling a lot. I don't know.
So what you're saying is we're slacking on our jobs. We need to start like feeling more boobs. Is what it is.
Yeah, the women need to let guys feel their boobs more often.
That works.
I mean, it's all for medical reasons.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, while we're at it, we can have a dual exam. You can check mine and I'll check yours.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes, sir.
It's like scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of scenario.
415-889-8367 here at WTF Nation Radio. 415-88-WTFNR. So what else is going on in the world? You know much about these wildfires coming? I seen a photo coming out of the Napa Valley. Isn't that where they make some wine and stuff? So.
Yeah, I've seen some, like, there's a whole bunch of houses that are just completely lost, and it blows my mind how that happens, but, I mean, I don't know anything about wildfires. I've never been in one before.
I hope I never am. But, yeah, I know that's a big wine country through there, so I guess it's going to be a run on the wine. Your winos are out there, your wine's going up on it.
Yeah, don't hurt the line. No, I did see an article saying something like California has like a $2 billion marijuana industry, and it's being affected by the wildfires or whatever it is. So,
boy, would you like to be a damn smoke jumper out there right now?
I mean, it'd be pretty interesting. All that smoke smacking you in the face and you go retarded, and I wouldn't want to fight a fire like that, but all right.
just want to jump out and glide over the plume of smoke that is coming up out of the marijuana field.
Exactly.
I know some years ago they had found a big field of someone's recreational smoke, and the state police decided to, have a big media day of it and burn it. And
I seen that.
There was a lot of people who got stoned. They had some
burn all that weed.
Yeah, they had some ground level winds. It was blowing pretty good and swirling, and it wasn't a good day to probably have that controlled burn.
I feel bad for all of those officers that got drug tested right afterwards.
Oh, man. My friend, we growing up, they had a little bit of land on their house there where they lived, and his uncle was a state trooper, and they were kind of walking the property, and they found some marijuana growing wild. So they come and harvested it in, took it up, and then next thing I know, they had a picture in the local paper talking about they had found somebody's pot field, and talking about the millions of dollars of drug money they took off the street. And I'm like, they're lying. They took it right Around my friend's stepdad's backyard. You know, they made like it was making an impact on the war on drugs.
I mean, if you drive down any interstate, like in Texas, and like you look on the side of the road, every now and then you'll see like a big ass pot plant growing.
I mean, I told old boy we shouldn't have planted that close to the house, but you know.
Oh, damn.
It was growing wild. I mean, it was growing wild.
Yes.
I hope the statute of limitations.
Officer, I don't know how that got there.
Well, no, like I was reading this article about, the marijuana industry in California and everything, because, it's legal there or decriminalized on the federal level or, the state level, not on the federal level.
Right.
But with that being said, there are several growers and everything that have lost everything. And, when there's wildfires and everything, like in farm country and everything, those farmers and everything qualify for federal assistance, this, that, or whatever. These, marijuana growers do not qualify for crop insurance or federal emergency funds or anything like that. Because,
What?
That's just it. That's what this article said. And it makes sense because, this is not legal at federal level. So, like I said,
The Department of Ag don't cover that.
Right.
They can't get
said,
FEMA
all these
funds?
fires and everything.
They can't get FEMA funds for the hemp?
I guess not. I'm not the one in charge of this.
Speaking of FEMA.
But it makes sense.
I
mean, I'm not saying it's fair or anything, but it does make sense if it's not legal on a federal level.
Speaking of FEMA, I'm gonna break it right here. We got asked if anybody wanted to volunteer to go work for FEMA, and I threw my name in the hat. And then a few days later, they come up with Homeland Security, so I threw my name in the hat for that too. So we'll see.
Yes, my buddy's doing it right now. He's a reservist, and they keep asking questions about it, and he keeps throwing his name down, and no word about it.
Yeah, so they're saying you'll draw your regular salary from your lending agency. Your overtime will come from from FEMA, and I guess from
the government.
Homeland Security, whichever one you go to work for. But there's a lot of people talking about signing up and going, so we'll see what happens. We already got people up in Puerto Rico. So,
did you hear about that guy that donated his whole doomsday supply? He's a prepper. Yeah, he donated his whole supply to the Puerto Rico relief, which is awesome. It's enough to feed 2.4 million people or something like that.
What?
Yeah, this dude was extreme, man. It was nuts. I was like, I made a joke. I was like, it's awesome to do it, but what happened if Doomsday happened tomorrow, man?
Dude, man, your Geiger counter's going off. But
mine is?
Yeah, your Geiger counter. Take your tinfoil hat off, man. It's interfering with your cell phone reception.
I can't help that.
My dad was a little bit of a prepper. I mean, he had things, but after a while, I mean, if you see how it works, it's pretty cool. You keep your stuff in your fallout shelter or whatnot, but you rotate it out. So when you initially do it, it's a little bit of an expense, but then you start rotating it out. So you buy the stuff you eat, your canned goods, stuff like that. You rotate it out, and then you put the fresh ones in and take the ones in the house and then eat those. So if you do that, then you keep a fresh supply.
Yeah, it's just the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, just don't forget to get your dehydrated water.
Yeah, dehydrated water. Someone was telling me they've got instant alcohol. I don't believe it, but
they do that. I don't know if it's called instant, but it's powdered.
Powdered alcohol.
Yeah, they've come out with it. You just add water to it.
So I add water to it, and I've got vodka pretty much.
Yeah, so they dehydrated it and created a powder out of it, and you just add water to it, and voila.
It don't make sense to me, man.
You know, carbonated water, you got Budweiser. I mean, you know.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, you never know. I mean, you know, you might be in a climate where, you know, that's a good way, you know, to prep out so you can have your alcohol. But your dehydrated water is really just is just your purification pills.
Yeah, iodine.
Yeah, you know, and the bleach, that type of stuff.
Makes the water taste like shit.
That's why you buy the bleach without any, you know, scent to it. You want regular good old bleach, just straight bleach.
Yeah, straight old bleach.
So,
what is it? Was it 1 tablespoon per gallon?
Yeah, something like that. I think for 500 gallons, it's like 2.5 cups or something like that. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. What's a water buffalo? Like 500 gallons or 300 gallons? It's a cup and a half or 2.5 cups.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember one time that they had to treat some water, and that's what they were doing. They was pouring like a cup and a half or 2.5 cups into a 500-gallon water buffalo, then filling it up so it would, you know, kind of slosh it around and mix it in the water.
Drive it around for a little bit to get it sloshed up.
Yeah, but if you put a little water in first, pour the bleach in, then you turn the high pressure hose on, and it just, you know, it mixes it up that way.
Oh, that works.
But yeah.
I wasn't a water purification specialist, so I have no idea about this. All I know is like we had those iodine tablets. You drop them in the canteen, and you know.
I wasn't either. I was just driving the vehicle that they was, you know, filling the water buffalo up with. You know what I mean?
No. I understand what you're saying. Sorry, I'm getting blown up right now.
Oh, you're fine, man. You are absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. We'll tell everybody we appreciate you tuning in. WTF Nation Radio here for WTF Wednesdays with your host Jim Beam, with my co-host Pookie, and of course the lovely Spanky. I'm kind of torn, you know what I mean? You know, it's hard when you love two people just equally, and then it's hard to choose between them. You know it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, I love Mom and I love Spanky. So
I've been there a few times in my life. It's a hard decision, man.
I know.
Better not choose favorites. We'll both fight you.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking sister wives. I'm all in on that.
Oh, this is getting me heated a little bit. Hold
on. What? He's what? He's a.
So I heard a chick fight, and then I heard about like sister wives. What's going on here?
I'm just trying to keep it all in the family.
I'm just saying, nobody better start choosing favorites here.
Oh, you're all my favorites.
That's what I said. I couldn't. It'd be hard to choose, you know.
Yep.
It would be hard to choose, real hard to choose. But yeah, so, you know, who knows what's going on in the world nowadays, but.
I mean, I don't know. The world's getting crazy. We have fires everywhere, earthquakes, hurricanes. I mean, if I was a preacher, I'd be calling hellfire and brimstone right now.
Get that offering plate out, wouldn't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
I heard a joke one time said these guys used to play in a jazz band, and every Saturday night until early Sunday morning, and they'd on the way home they stop into the church, and they said the preacher, he'd been here preaching hellfire, brimstone, talking about one of these days Gator was going to come out and blow his horn, and all you sinners are going to go to hell. So the trumpet player after a while got a little tired of hearing this, so he thought he'd play a little joke. And preacher said one of these days Gabriel's going to blow his horn. And all you sitters going to hell. About that time he blew his horn, and people got up and jumped out the windows and run out the back door. And so here come the trumpet player walking down the middle of the aisle there holding the trumpet. He's just going to tell the preacher it was a joke. And preacher flipped his switchblade. I said, Gabriel, get back. I'll cut your ass. I always thought that was funny. You better get back. I'll cut your ass.
You got jokes. It's Wednesday. We're almost done through the week.
Oh no, today's the first day of the weekend. You didn't know that?
I hear you say it all the time.
That's why it's called WTF Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the first day into the weekend. You know, you drink 2 or 3 beers a night, and then tomorrow you drink, you know, a 6-pack or so, and then Friday night you just go on and get the case, and then of course Saturday's kegger time.
Oh man.
Of course, man, I'm a real big drinker, so you know, Wednesday I start out my little, my airline bottles of alcohol. Then Thursday I go to a pint. Then on Saturday I go to, was it a quart? Is the next thing up? A fifth maybe.
Fifth, maybe.
Then Saturday is a half a gallon.
Here you go. That's good trigger practice, man.
It is, and then then it's sober Sunday time. Rehydration.
To be sober.
Rehydration time. It's water time.
You got to be sober for church time, man.
I hear you, man. So I was talking about I was watching ESPN the other morning. I got up and turned it on for us on my way out the door to work, and I heard him say something about J.J. Watt got hurt. Have you heard about that? I haven't been watching football, so I guess he got hurt in a football game or whatever, and and that's one of the things that he was talking about was he wanted to raise a few $100,000 for the people in Houston, and wound up raising, what was it? I mean, it was something like $57 million or something.
Yeah, it was a shit ton. I remember that. Yeah.
And so here's a guy that was thinking about other people and trying to help them out, and then what happens? Boom. He gets hurt.
It's the irony of life. No good deed goes unpunished, man.
Yep, raised a little more than $37 million. That's awesome right there.
Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, man.
That's not true, man. Just a victim of circumstance, you know what I mean? Wrong place, wrong time. I mean, they are at a game that where people are running at the fastest velocity they can and launching themselves at one another. So, when a unstoppable force meets an immovable object, something's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but it's, I mean, yeah. When unstoppable force moves an unmovable object, what happens?
So, it's kind of like a hammer and an anvil. You know what I mean? You just don't want to be the piece of metal in between the two.
Exactly.
Start saying, man, it's hot as a sumbitch in here, man.
Oh damn! I'm living in Northern Virginia right now, and my brain is blown about how warm it's been this last 2 weeks. Never have I had to run my AC this late in the year.
It's about 60 something outside. It's just the windows are closed up, so the air conditioner's not kicking on. It says it's 72 in here, but it feels warmer than that.
No, it's 76 out right now, where I'm at.
Oh Lord, help you!
Yeah, I've never seen it this warm. I'm like, someone was telling me it's going to be a bad winter this year, and I'm not believing it.
Stephen says that November is annual event involving the growing of a mustache during the month of November. Hey, I know it was No Shave November, but yeah, you grow a mustache is to raise awareness for men's health. So free mustache rides in November then.
Oh, okay. I've got y'all beat. I've got like a 3-year head start on y'all, so let's do this.
I mean, you look like, Grizzly Adams wish he looked.
No, I can't help that. I'm sorry.
I mean, you need to do something with that, man.
Dude, I swore an oath after I left the military to never put a razor blade against my skin again, and I'm never going to do it again. So there you go.
I know a guy that said the same thing. He also said he wasn't going to take a bath ever again, too. You bathe regularly?
On the regular.
I'm just wondering if it's, if it goes hand in hand. It's like, I retired, I was a sergeant major.
God, hell to no, man. Like, I gotta be clean, man. Like.
Well, he didn't say that. The other guy behind me said that. He said, I vowed never to shave again. Another guy said, yeah, I'm shower, too.
Oh, okay. Because I want to make sure I get that Bath and Body Works cherry blossom, and I get in the shower, I spray myself down. I smell girly as hell. I don't give a shit, but it's a big ass beard. I ain't never putting a razor blade against my skin again.
And you're up in the mountains of West Virginia?
Virginia, close to Shenandoah.
Huh. Yeah, you better keep that beard. If you keep putting that smelly good stuff on there, somebody will tell you got a pretty mouth.
Oh, yeah, let them say that to me.
Well, they can't see it.
What's that?
They can't see it behind all that beard and mustache you have.
Oh, yeah,
that's why I said you better keep it.
Oh, okay. No, I get what you're saying. No, I got you. I was like, what you say to me? What you call me?
Man, it's the new age. You know what I mean? Everybody likes clean shaven.
No, I don't know. I mean, shaving is not if God, I'll say this right now, God wanted man to be clean shaven, we would not have beards. So that's just my thing, man.
It's designed to keep your face warm while you're out in the elements.
Oh, I love being out in the snow because, when I was younger, I had that clean shave look. It sucked, man. Get that wind burn, all that shit. And now I just be out in the snow all day long. I don't care.
So you're part husky.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. It's funny. Maybe not. This just in. Pookie vows to never shave again.
Yeah, I made that vow about I don't know, back in 2014. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I was not going to shave, man. I went about maybe 8 months, man. Just couldn't go no more, man.
Yeah, the hard part was getting over the itchy face, man. And after I got over it, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. The only thing that sucks is sometimes I'll drink coffee and it'll stay on my mustache for an hour or two.
I started saying, if you said for a week or two, I was like, you lying bastard, you don't shower.
No, an hour or two. No, I don't do that. Not bathing thing. I gotta take a shower, man.
No, I understand. I just I was applying for a different job, so I thought I had to clean up a little.
I was told a few job applications that you need to shave your beard. It's not appropriate, non-professional. And I was like, get bent. That's what I told them.
She said, I have you to know it's very professional.
I don't know. And then even the funny part about it was I was applying for a job that my friend was working at, and he has a beard. And he's Muslim, whatever. But he was telling me, he was like, yeah, you get a job. And then they told me you got to shave my beard. And he's like, that's bullshit, man.
When they told you
because
that,
he's
what you
rolling
should
around.
have looked at him and said, but it's against my religion to have a clean shaven face, so you deny me employment on my religious beliefs.
I don't play that game, man. I'm not like no Nazarene or Muslim or anything like that. I mean, shit. Too many people play that game. I'm not gonna be one of them, man.
I worked at a factory for a while. It was a union factory. We had a guy. One of the machines were broke down on his assembly line, and so he sat down on the dirty rag can and dozed off asleep. And when he woke up, he seen two pair of feet down by his feet. The company man then went and got a union rep to come and say, "Hey, this guy's asleep." So when they walked back over, he just happened to wake up, and he opened his eyes, and his head was down. And he seen their feet, and he went, "Amen." He opened his eyes up, raised his head up, and said, "Can I help you guys?" so the supervisor's like, "Man, you was asleep, caught you sleeping." He goes, "No, I was praying."
Exactly.
He's like, "No, you was asleep." He goes, "Oh, so now you're discriminating against me because of my religious beliefs?"
There's a guy. I heard this story about a guy. He was on like CQ. He used to do that all the time. You know, like he'd nod his head a little bit, but he'd keep his hands a certain way. And, you know, like someone's like, "Hey, you sleeping?" Amen. What are you talking about?
Can't blame me. Keep trying.
Ugh.
It's just one of them days. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, you know.
Do your thing, man. As long as you ain't hurting someone in the process, I don't care what the hell you're doing.
I'm thinking about becoming a Muslim.
Well, that's all you, man. I'm not going to discriminate.
What they call that? Ramadan?
Yeah, Ramadan.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because, you know.
You don't want to eat during the day and eat at night. I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, but every Friday I can take religious leave.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
You learn something nowadays.
Free vacation.
Once a year, you get a whole month for whatever. Friday.
I wouldn't do that though. I'm like you, man. I wouldn't do that.
The hell didn't know.
Well, to me, that's it's kind of been a little disrespectful. Either you do it or you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't commit to that. They got some really stringent things. I mean, I love bacon. I gotta have bacon at least 3 times a week,
Man,
so I can't.
That's what I had for lunch today was a BLT.
It's the best sandwich on the planet.
With extra B and half the L. Hey, I eat the stuff that eats the lettuce. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna try to go if I can find time in my busy schedule to take off. I want to go deer hunting Saturday morning. So
maybe, I've been missing out.
Maybe
both seasons on right now.
Yeah, both seasons. You're absolutely right. So I got to work Saturday, but I think I'm gonna get up and go hunting in the morning before I go to work.
Are you a bow hunter?
Yeah, so maybe I can harvest me an animal.
Yeah, that's legit. I got into bow hunting about maybe a year and a half ago. I still suck at it. I mean, I like my rifle hunting, but I think bow hunting's where it's at, man.
I've been bow hunter since I was a kid. I got a crossbow. I got a compound bow. I got a recurve. I got black powder rifles. You know, I try to go for everything. It's about putting the meat in the freezer, man. Man, you know what?
Exactly.
It costs almost, time it's all said and done, about $300 a year for me to go freaking hunting. It's gotten ridiculous. I mean, really, it has.
Well, with the tags and everything.
Yeah, it's like the freaking state, man. It's like they know you're gonna get some meat and they won't get paid for you to get it. Yeah, by the time you get all your permits and tags and you know, about $300
You need to move
a
down to
year.
Virginia then. I pay $25. I get 15 tags every year. Think about it, and I don't know. Don't quote me if I'm wrong on it, but I get a lot of tags for like $25. It's good. It's good down here hunting, man.
Oh, it's good and stuff, but I'll just say about tell you about your hunting license and then your tags and it's just
You see, I would see in Virginia when you buy your hunting tag. I mean your hunting license or whatever it is. You get your tags with it. It's $25. I mean, you buy a big game, your turkey and everything. You add all that together. I think it's $35 by the end of the year. Fishing license. I mean, I think the most expensive part of the fishing license is the trout tag.
well, I think you could buy the like an annual. It's like $170. But then you know if you want to get your big game, you know for you got different tags and shit you can get. So you can
The
harvest
bear,
more animals
the
and
deer.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. The bear, the deer, all that other shit. They tack it on to you over there.
Yeah, I mean you got a permit quota that comes along with your hunting license, and then you know then if you want to the more animals you harvest, you know you can buy additional permits. You know, like some states you can just like or you get one buck or two doe or one buck one doe, but they let you buy additional permits.
That's the way it works in Virginia. You got only so on your additional, I guess, permit or whatever it is. But you call up and you can add another 10 more for like $5.
Now they charge a little more than that because I guess you probably got a lot of deer running around. I want to get rid of them.
We got deer, coyote. You don't even need a permit for them things. You talk about the duck of the woods, man. Those things they taste just like duck almost. Coyotes are tasty, man.
So you got your big game gun license, and they got the big game archery license, then the big game muzzle loading license. So
No, in my state, all you got to do is just buy your hunting license, and it's all included at that point.
right.
I mean, my home state of Pennsylvania has gotten ridiculous. They charge you like $60, $75, and you only get like 3 tags. So it's ridiculous. I mean, Virginia is a very pro-hunting state. That's the only thing I like about Virginia.
Now what they do have is like if you check it out, all right. If you have kids that are like under like 4 years of age or under or something like that, you can buy a lifetime license for them for like a couple $100. So it's like a shot.
That's legit.
It's like a shot in the dark, man. If you have kids, you should just go ahead and pay the $200 because then it like if you go after you get like 15 or something like that to the age of 50, a lifetime license is like $2,000.
I don't even think Virginia does lifetime licenses and shit.
Now,
like the only people that get permanent licenses are like disabled veterans. That's the only people that can get it.
Now, when you get up to like 67 or something like that, then they drop back down to like a lifetime license, like $400 or something. So it's not bad. I'm just saying though. So, you know, if you're a hunter and you got kids, man, you should take a shot on them.
I'd invest in that.
If they, you lost $200
That's
bucks,
good.
but if they grow up to be 100, man, you saved them thousands of dollars. Or do like a lot of people right here, they buy their kids a damn lifetime hunting license and make them go hunting with them, and they kill the animals and put it under their. Yeah, my son killed all of them.
Well, I mean, Virginia. I mean, you see a lot of hunters out there. Most of them aren't even licensed because they have really poor control on the shit. But I mean, if you're out there hunting for meat, I have no qualms with that. If you're a trophy hunter, that's where I kind of get into the like, hey, dude, stop shooting shit. No man should be denied the fact to be able to hunt and provide for his family. That's
Well,
just
I'm
one of
just
my
saying, by the time you buy your license, and then then you get your deer tags and all that stuff, and then you pay fees to hunt in certain places and whatnot. I'm probably about $300 a year. It's not too bad.
That is insane. That is insane. I pay $25 a year.
Do a lot of hunting, bro.
Yeah, but my $25 covers like everything that you were just talking about, man.
What to tell you, man? You know what I mean?
Hey, whatever. Each state has their own little hoop laws and shit.
Well, I know, but I mean, I do waterfowl. If you duck hunt and dove and stuff like that.
Well, you got to pay for the waterfowl, the federal waterfowl tag when you duck
Right,
hunt.
but also it depends on where you hunt at. So there's certain refuges and stuff you're allowed to hunt on, but you got to pay a fee to hunt there. So if you want to increase your chances, then you pay a little extra money. Trust me, I get my money's worth.
Okay, then that works, man. I don't know, man.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I know. I was just looking because you guys were talking about all the fees and everything, and I was just kind of curious what they were around here. And the super combo one for in Texas, if you're active duty, it's free. And also a disabled veteran is also free. But the super combo, and by that it's the hunting, fishing, 5 state endorsements. That's archery, freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing with a red drum tag, game bird, and migratory game bird would be $68, for the year. But yeah, for active duty and disabled veterans is actually free. So that's what it would cost in Texas for the year.
And in Texas, you get them big ass wild hogs running around, so that's all the more worth it. It's free to fucking hunt hogs. There you go.
Right. Yeah. So at least for me, it'd be free, and for a lifetime, it would be $1,800. We're gonna buy it for a lifetime. But yeah, I was just curious. I'm not, going out hunting tomorrow or anything because I like other people to do that for me. I'll cook it.
Let me play devil's advocate. Is why should I have to pay money to the government to hunt on a land to provide for my family?
Well, you shouldn't really have to, I guess, but it helps. I mean, they do some controls so there's not waste and stuff, because you got a lot of people that would kill a deer just to cut the backstrap out of it. You know what I mean? Leave it the rest of it laying.
Yeah, I understand
but
that.
It helps promote it, and conservation is really what it's about, or supposed to be about. But I agree with you. You know what I mean? Hell, if a person's poor and they don't have the money, hell, if they're out there and they're hunting to survive, hey, you should have the right to forage for food. You're no different than any other mammal out there. That's like going out and charging a mountain lion for attacking a fucking gazelle or something.
Exactly.
Hey, you just wanted to eat. I'm with you on that.
I mean, half my food bill would be ceased if I can hunt 24/7. So, I mean,
yeah, but then what are you gonna do with the rest of your bills? Can't pay it off with pelts.
You might be able to. I mean, a deer skin sells for like $50 a pop. So,
dude, I've been throwing them away. I'll start hanging them up and tanning them and send them out to you.
You're fucking up, man.
Holy bejeebies.
$50 a pop. It's for medical application. They use deer skin for a whole bunch of stuff. That's why I never go to like one of those deer butchers because they're like, oh, we'll take the skin and we'll process it and charge you $25. They're making $50 off you and $25 for the processing fee. You know, all right.
Good stuff though, man.
I mean, squirrel tails sell for a lot too. And a lot of people don't realize that. I love squirrel hunting, and squirrel tails will sell for I think it's about like $10 a pop.
Well, I got to make a trip here for long. So I'm supposed to. I'm trying to. So I was asked if I could bring some fresh kill with me. So I'm gonna try to see what I can do. Be fresh enough. I don't know. It might be too early.
Good.
But I can always freeze it. It'll be fresh enough.
See, I've been hunting my whole life, man, and I love it. And a lot of people don't realize you make money off them skins and them squirrel tails and the whole 9 yards, man.
Man, I ain't got time to turn into, Mountain Man Jack over here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I'm in it for the eat, man. No, I'm just saying you're right. But everything you do, you have to give up something for another thing. So if you're, I don't know, I just don't want to take the time to, to mess around with the hides.
Yeah. I mean, I've always butchered my own.
But if you want them, man, I'll put them in a plastic bag, put them in a cooler, and send them to you.
Oh, that works. I'm down with that.
Put them in a styrofoam, ship them like a steak.
I mean, at one point in time, you come onto my property, you'd see about like 50, 60 squirrel hides tanning. So, I mean.
You a regular mountain man up there. You'll be on that reality show, Mountain Man.
I'd like to be on that. And during small game, I think the limit's 8 per day. So that works out.
I don't know how we got stuck on hunting here, but whatever. It's just, we're having a good time, folks. You could have called in at 415-889-8367 if you wanted to. Change the conversation or join in with it. It doesn't matter. But what happened with Eminem, man? Y'all was kind of talking about them with the breaks earlier.
Oh, that dude went on a rant about Donald Trump, and now everyone's talking about it. That's just the gist of it.
So what was he ranting about? How great of a president he was?
No, how poor of a president he was.
Everybody's got opinions.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but when the mainstream media blows it up, that's another story, I guess, right?
That's because he's not well liked, because he's not part of the establishment. Is he the greatest president ever? Hell no. Is he the worst one ever? Probably not. Say the same thing about him they said about the last one. Give the fucker a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just normally the way it works. I think I honestly think that like President Bush was a good president, and everyone talks shit about that. I mean, that's just my opinion, but whatever.
I like George Bush.
I mean, he might have not been well spoken. I'm not a well spoken man anyway, so I mean, there you go.
Done something right. I think at one time he owned the Astros, didn't he?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he owned the Houston Astros in his younger years. Maybe him, a couple people, something. He was part ownership or something.
Yeah. I mean, his biggest issue is him and his daddy own a lot of oil companies, but whatever.
So what?
Yeah, I mean, I like businessmen running my country because the country should be run as a business.
Yeah, they're running it all right. I don't know what's next, man. I don't know who's coming down the line. Where's it going to be? Who's gonna be the person that's going to be the person? I mean, we're like beating a dead horse here because we talked about this before. But hey, it's not the president that's the problem. It's your senators and your congressmen. Vote those bastards
Oh,
out.
speaking of which, we've got the most important election of the year, like of all the time coming up. No one ever talks about it. You don't hear it on the TV, anything like that. You got your 2 year, your two. What is it? Every 2 years, it's the Senate or whatever it is. Just like y'all need to get out and vote. Because I mean, like no one talks about it, man. Like these senators, that's why we get these senators that are elected 40, 50 years is because no one talks about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, you got people up there they're just there way too long.
I mean, I've seen signs floating around all over the place in my neighborhood, like vote for this person, vote for that. And I'm like, who the hell are these people?
Well, your senators, they're voted on 6-year terms, and I think your representatives, which your congressmen, aren't they on 2-year terms?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like people don't pay attention to this, like the voting system. The only thing they really care about is the president, and that's what I'm saying. You need to pay attention to what's going on in your local area and vote. Pay attention to who these people are.
Well, they're Congress. There's 2 houses of Congress, and then you have the House of Representatives, and then your senators, but they're all congressmen. But yeah, the senators they go in for 6-year terms, and then your House of Representatives they go in for 2-year terms. Kind of odd, isn't it?
I've always been curious about that myself, but I mean, I'm just a simple Joe, so I don't know anything about that.
Well, I guess they figure you got to be in there a while to get things working, and maybe you do need somebody there with a little more experience. But vote the guy after 6 years, get somebody else. Don't leave him in there for 5 terms. That's 30 fucking years.
How much do they make? Like it's like $130,000 a year or something. That's insane.
Oh, it ain't just that, son. It's all the book deals and all that other shit they get money off of.
I mean, I honestly think that it shouldn't be a paid position, but that's just my opinion because like you can sit there and just suck up money and just be an asshole and just appease to your constituents. I guess that's the word.
I mean, yeah, their average salary is $174,000 a year, and just think of that like as base pay.
Yeah, that's what I started saying.
Yeah.
I just pulled it up. As of 2012, the base pay salary for all members of the U.S. House and Senate is $174,000 per year plus benefits. It says base salary is lower than many of the lawyers, doctors, and business people in the United States. Both houses of Congress have not raised member salaries since 2009. I remember when they voted themselves a damn pay raise.
Oh shit! I wish I could vote me a pay raise.
Oh yeah, people were having a shit fit when that happened.
I mean, these guys get paid so much. What's the retirement like? Like someone told me like they only have to serve like 1 term and they're like guaranteed a retirement.
2.
That blows my 2 terms. Okay.
I think 2 terms for a representative. I don't know about for a senator, maybe 1.
So they do like the average veteran has to serve 20 some years to get a retirement, and then these guys only have to serve 4, maybe 8 years, maybe 12. That's the thing that blows my mind.
I was trying to look at this. Kind of looking at what they make. I really haven't ever looked at it before. I know they were making close to 200,000 a year.
I'm in the opinion. This is my opinion. You pay them what a private makes, and give them the same VA healthcare kind of socialized shit, and you'll see how fast things change in the VA system. That's my opinion. But
yeah, that's where they would have to go down to VA clinic for their appointments. That's how I can read over. It's just not really user friendly here.
Some of them sites ain't.
The Speaker of the House makes $223,500.
So that's let's see, the average household is 50. You said that's 250. So that's 4 times what the average American makes. Household. I mean, that's 2 workers. But there you go.
Yeah, and have you seen their work schedule?
No, I know what the work schedule is. They just kind of show up and whatever. Sometimes they don't even have to show up and they're still getting paid. I wish I had a job like that. It brings it down to the whole point. People don't realize, okay, cool, Donald Trump is president, but we have this big issue right here, and this Congress is fucking us with the big green weenie. Essentially, it's the same thing. But hey, that's just my opinion. Whatever.
It says here, pension. Says to collect a congressman or senator must be age 62 or be at least age 50 with 20 years of service, or be any age with 25 years of service.
So how my big question is what is the U.S. government's budget on senators? Because I know they posted that all over the internet about Obama's President Obama's he's going to be the most expensive president ever in history after retiring.
Well, that's because they make a lot of money with their book deals and public speaking and all that.
So why do they get paid afterwards? If I could stand, honestly wish I could stand in front of a group of people and just say a bunch of bullshit, and then make $400,000. That'd be awesome, because that's 3 years of work for me.
Yep.
And I'm being very liberal with that.
They probably only work about 10 hours a week.
Yeah, okay.
Average, because they're not there all the time. They're like school teachers who work 9 months out of the year.
Well, school teachers get paid shit, and then they have to deal with. I'm not going to go on that tirade.
Huh.
Surprise, motherfucker!
No, I'm not doing it.
Come on, man.
What you say?
I mean, okay, in this state, the state is very heavily based off that Common Core shit.
Right.
And I mean, they're not educating students properly in the first place, and the school system has turned into some sort of like disciplinary, like I'm your parent kind of thing, which blows my mind in the first place. But like what the fuck, man? Like why are teachers getting paid so shitty? They make like $25,000 a year. It's kind of like the same as like a guard at a prison. They make $30,000 a year in my state. I mean, it's ridiculous. Police officers make shit money. I mean, why?
Pick a different profession, man. I mean, I hate to sound that way, but I mean seriously, just think about it, okay? You know, people talk about why do ball players make, because people go there to the events, they pay X amount of dollars for tickets, they buy sports memorabilia, they pay fucking $12 for a hot dog and a beer. All that counts. That's where all that money's coming from. And then there's endorsements and commercials and television money that plays in that the owners get, and that the way they can afford to pay these guys all this money. Don't pay that much in your taxes. So here's what it really boils down to. If you want your teachers to get paid more money and your police officers get paid more money, which they probably should, then now it's on the citizen to pay more of your money from your job in taxes so they can give them a raise. It's kind of a messed up deal.
But don't I mean, quote me if I'm wrong on this, but doesn't like NFL get tax breaks and all types of shit?
Well, I'm sure they do, but I mean, you just think about what the revenue. I guess the police officers can get revenue from, you write tickets and things like that. And you go to court and to pay court costs and fees and stuff like that, and a lot of that money comes back into the municipal. I mean, so now what are you promoting? If I write more tickets than you and I get paid more money, so what happens is now you're promoting fraud. You're going to have some people who don't have the ethics. They're going to be writing everybody over for every little bullshit. They'll be knocking people's taillights out in the parking lot and then pulling them over for it. I agree with you. It's a catch-22, and I hate. I'm just saying, you know what it pays. Pick a different profession. Listen, I had some friends that are acquaintances, school teachers, both of them. Grant, the husband, was in the reserves, but they don't pay a hell of a lot of money either. But they live in a $500,000 home. How do they afford to do that? Good budgeting. From the beginning of the marriage, buy a home at one price, live in it 10 years, and sell it and made money on it and moved up. I mean, so it wasn't too bad for them.
I mean, you know what I'm getting at.
No, I understand exactly, but you're right, because what you're really getting at is why are we paying these assholes in Congress $200,000 a year? But if you cut them down to half that, where's that money going to go? It's going to be a drop in the bucket. It's very nominal.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. How many representatives and senators? I mean, we've got what's it, 500, 100 senators or something like that. 101.
There are 535 members of Congress. It says 100 of them serve in the U.S. Senate, 435 of them are in the House of Representatives.
So you drop their pay by a percentage. I mean, yeah, you're right. And there's like that's like a I guess like a jet fighter extra.
Well, I mean, if you cut their salaries by $100,000 at 50%, count my zeros here, I guess you're looking at $53,500,000 a year.
Yeah, and that's one jet fighter.
So they could go back to something else in the government. But now you take that 53 million and divide it among how many people are in the military. How many people in the military?
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket. Exactly what you said.
If there's 53 million people, they get $1 a piece. I mean, but no, I agree with you. I mean, they got to trim the fat somewhere. 53 million times 10 years. Now you're at 535 billion. Is that right? Just add a zero to it, 10 years.
Yeah, my math is
553 million. Half a billion. I mean, so.
There you go. I mean, coming from a bunch of guys that can't even figure out how to balance a budget.
So you're at 1.5 billion in 30 years. And how many trillions of dollars in debt are we? See, these assholes have done sold our children and grandchildren out into poverty. That's just.
Well, I mean, I said that to my friend. He just had a son. I was like, "Do you realize your son was born with I think it's close to $40,000 worth of debt, and you don't even know what money is yet?" That's sad, man.
They could do like the Japanese were doing. I don't know if they still doing it. A few years ago, they talked about where with the population growth and the limited amount of space and land and building high-rise apartments and stuff, that people were buying their apartments and stuff and put them on 100-year payments, 100-year lease or whatever. And they could only do it if they had children. So basically they're putting their children and grandchildren into debt. They're letting them do it. They said, well, I'm not really putting my child in debt. I'm ensuring he has a place to live in the future. So how would you like to be a kid growing up knowing that you're fixing to inherit a damn $1,500 a month fucking house payment?
Exactly. No, it's just sad.
Everything is way inflated. I mean, I just hear my grandparents talk and my parents talk about, my dad said, I used to work all week for $15. And they made it.
They lived by it. My great grandfather was a brass worker, and he made. I think he told me it was something close to 25 cents a day or some shit. Insane.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you go to McDonald's now and you get a combo meal and it's $11. I mean, it's everything's overinflated.
Well, I mean, I even say that when I go to I love to eat steak, and I'm a steak aficionado. And over the last few years, I've watched the price of beef go from $4.99 a pound to $8.99 a pound, and it just blows my mind.
Better start raising some cows.
Just shit. If I could, I'd do it, because that's where the money's at.
That's why I hunt my deer, man.
This is why I hunt and fish too. Supplement my income.
Hey, it's good eating, man. It's better for you probably. But oh well, what can I say? We just have to do the best we can. There's only so much money out there to go around.
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
So,
if I ever hit the lottery, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly. Keep on dreaming, bub.
There's your dream.
Hey, man, what can you do?
I mean, my buddy calls the lottery an idiot tax. And I'm like, well, if you don't pay into it, you can't ever win. So let me be the idiot that wins the Powerball one time.
I was somewhere in some kind of seminar, motivational thing. And it's about you have a better chance getting struck by a lightning bolt than you do winning the lottery. And I said, yeah, especially if you don't play it, you got a whole lot better chance of getting struck by lightning. But
God forbid I wind up with $150 million. No, it's the end of the world.
dude, I'd be all right with $1 million. I mean, you know what I mean? I'd love to have the 20, 30, 40, 100 million, but my grandfather, he talked about when he was a kid, and they talked about when they started building dams with hydroelectric and to put electricity throughout the country. That's one of the main reasons. It was to control the floodplains, but it's also for electricity. And he said, they used to talk about, they're going to have electricity to all homes, and it would be so cheap they didn't know hardly how they could figure out how to charge for it. He said it didn't take them long to figure that part out.
I mean, yeah, shit. I spend like maybe a quarter of my income on electricity every month.
Yeah, think about
so,
it.
Yeah.
The government built, hydroelectric dams to create electricity, but yet you have to pay for electricity.
And the 20% of what I pay in electricity is taxed. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, that's like back home where I come from is if you live out in the county, your electricity is a hell of a lot cheaper than it is in the city. The reason being is the city buys their electricity from the same place the people in the county in the country buy it. They just mark it up and then resell it to the people that live in town. It's a damn travesty, man.
Well, here's the sad part. I'm going to say that with the price of the kilowatt hours or whatever it is, I pay more living in the country now than I do living in the city. I was paying 11 cents a kilowatt hour. Now I'm paying 15 cents a kilowatt hour living in the country. It just blows my mind.
Won't you, how you doing on natural gas?
I don't have that out here. I don't have access. I mean, I don't even have internet out where I live. So, I mean, come on, man.
Well, I know a guy, man, in the part of the world he lives in, you always smell like gas. And everything he's got is, he's got the gas lamp out front, gas cook stove, gas clothes dryer, gas hot water heater, and I was talking with him. I guess what I found out from him was in the land where he lives, in the area he lives, they have a natural gas storage cells that over the years have, gases evaporated out and they depleted and they're empty. But they still soak up the gas and hold it just like a sponge, I guess is the best way to describe it from what I was told. So the natural gas companies, they pump gas into those natural storage cells to store them. It's better than artificial storage cells. And part of the deal for the people that live on the land, because it's underneath their land, even though they own the gas company owns the mineral rights underneath them, to put it with the smell and stuff, they get free gas. So this guy,
that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, he had the tricks all. He got one of those natural gas generators.
Yeah, like the LPNG fucking generator. Yeah, man.
Yep. So he runs his house off of natural gas because he gets the gas free. I told him, I said, one day they're going to come up here and they're going to decide they're going to stop giving you free gas. They're going to put a meter on there and see how much you're getting.
I said, well, that makes no sense to me.
What's that?
Them charging him for something he was getting for free in the first place?
Well, no, I'm just saying is they were giving him free because for the inconvenience of smelling the gas, right? So now he's turning everything into gas operations. So I told him, I said, I wouldn't be surprised one day they don't come put a meter on the gas feed that's coming to your house and then see how much gas that you're getting off of them for free and decide they're going to start charging you for it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see where I'm going with it?
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like if I could afford to throw the solar panels out in my yard to get the free energy, I'd do it. But
Well, all
I
that
wouldn't be
shit's
allowed.
changed. There's a lot of places in the country where they're charging you for that. You have to pay the city, a fee, an annual fee to have solar panels and shit up now. Serious.
So I can't even do it. I'm not allowed to do that in my home. Like I live in like this weird backwoods homeowners association. If I had a solar panel floating up, it'd be the end of the world.
That's why I don't live in a homeowner association. Well, we have one
That's
here.
why.
We have one here, but in the bylaws, there is no homeowner association fee. There can never ever be a vote to make a homeowners association fee.
There you go.
And that's the only reason that I live in the subdivision I live in, because I was like, whoa, you got an HMO, homeowners HOA, homeowner association, and I was like, so I checked into it and stuff. So yeah, basically it's not really a homeowner association. It's like a fucking, I guess a souped up neighborhood watch club, supercharged.
You should call them HOA Nazis. It's like the little old lady that just walks around pushing her little chihuahua in a baby cart. You know, like, what are you doing wrong?
When I first moved to this area here, I was looking at buying a home, and the homeowner association, I got the paperwork, was looking at it. I was like, you got to be fucking shitting me, man. Like your lawn furniture in your yard, you couldn't have lawn furniture in your yard. It had to be put up and stored in your outbuilding or in your garage at the end of the evening. Now, if you had a deck and you had like patio furniture there, that's okay. But like if you had like lawn chairs, they couldn't be left in your yard. Your tires couldn't be parked in the grass. If you had oil leaking out of your vehicle, this in your own driveway and stuff, you had so many days to get it fixed, or it could be towed by the homeowner association. You could be fined a fee, and like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all couldn't give me a house in this subdivision.
Yep. No, I've been in some situations where it's like the subdivision, like the homeowners association. This is like ridiculous. You're not allowed to store your trash right there before the end of the night. You know, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh yeah, you got to keep your garbage inside your garage until trash day. And I smell that shit.
Exactly.
That's why I got a fucking tote out in the yard, man.
No, that's stupid.
Store garbage in your garage. Go fuck yourself. That's why they make the fucking tote that you put outside.
That's just like number one. Like anyone listening right now, number one. Like if you're going to buy a house, number one thing you should say, no HOA. That's like this is to say it, because you go wind up in some stupid shit, man. Like, oh my god, you got a lawn gnome in your front yard, end of the world, and you get fined. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, if there is one, make sure you read and understand the bylaws. Talk to an attorney if you have to. Because I mean, I was like, no, I'm not buying it, and I wanted this subdivision. I liked it, and because the homeowner association, I'm like, fuck it. But then I got to, I was talking to some neighbors and stuff, and it's, when they put it together, when originally they built the subdivision, they made sure they put in there was no fees, could not vote in fees. There's no fines and penalties. It's just suggestions, basically, but there's nothing, like there's a thing is, we asked that, in the bylaws says, we ask that everyone keep their cars parked in their driveways and not out in the street in front of the homes. And, but if you got company, you need extra space, you park there, nobody's ever said anything to us, people do it all the time, but they don't.
Yeah, that's
but
legit.
you rarely come down the road and there's cars parked out in front of the homes on the street. They're on people's driveways. But you see some on occasion, like if there's some kind of event going on, 4th of July or some holiday or, Christmas and stuff, you'll see extra vehicles and they're parked on the street. But most generally there's not anything out there. But nobody says anything about it. It's just it's more of a recommendation. And then they send a little newsletter around, once a month. And talk about things and this and that, but it's like I said, it's like a supercharged neighborhood watch more than anything. But like I said, that one place they was a stone cold ignorant. If your tires are touching the
I was
grass, it's a $25
I call
fine
them
for
HOA Nazis.
Yeah, it's like if your tires are touching the grass, it's a $25 fine for the first offense, and then it's like 50 the second offense, and it's like, man, go fuck yourself. I'd wind up beating the hell out of somebody.
No, I lived in a place like that when I was living in Northern Virginia, and like, holy shit, man! Like you had these little old ladies that would walk their little like yippee chihuahuas around, and like you did something wrong in the front of your house, like a lawn gnome, like was the end of the world, and you were getting fined for this shit.
Yeah, or if you had a flat tire and it was there for more than 48 hours, they could have your vehicle towed out of your own fucking driveway.
Exactly.
Yeah. You couldn't keep a boat because it couldn't keep it in the grass. There's all kind of stupid shit. You know what I mean? If you had an RV and stuff, you had to build a fucking damn garage to keep it in, and it's just stupid shit. Let me go on. And there was no yard barns allowed. Any outbuildings had to be made of the same material as the home. With the same color brick or whatever. It's like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly.
I got me a fucking 3-story yard barn in my backyard. You know what I mean?
Holy shit, man!
You can live in that bastard.
Can I move in with you, man?
I'm not kidding you, man. It's pretty fucking big.
Like that's the first thing I look at when I'm buying a home is like, how big is the garage? The garage better be bigger than like everything. I better be able to sleep in that shit.
Well, yeah. Have a little bonus room above the garage and all that good shit. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Where did the time go? It's already.
Oh, yeah. It's done burned out, man.
It is. Woo. 23 hours already. Time flies when you're having fun. We got to talking about a little bit of everything. I don't want to talk about fishing and hunting and yard gnomes and homeowner associations. And, we was talking about, firearms don't go out your home or injure anybody, but they might if you have a homeowner association.
God forbid you have a couple chickens running around your property.
Oh, man, I seen that on Duck Dynasty, man. They was raising old hell with, was it Jeb?
It's Jeb or Chase. I don't remember who it was, but whatever.
No, it was on Duck Dynasty. His homeowner association was getting on one of the Duck Dynasty dudes because he had some chickens.
Yeah, he had chickens.
Like, it's my house, man. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, he said that.
Oh, I had a little busybody neighbor behind me before the one that lives there now. But I had old dog pen and a couple of them, and I was gonna I didn't have my dog anymore, so I took and I put them up in the backyard and took some pictures of them and put them up for sale on Craigslist. And so he comes to the fence and he kind of leans over and said, "What you got there, partner, dog pen?" I said, "Yep, that's what it looks like." "What you plan on doing with them?" I said, "I'm going to start raising pit bulls." I said, "I got 25 of them going to be here tomorrow." 25. Now, them pit bulls are pretty dangerous, and I got the pool over in the grandkids, and I said, "Well, all I can tell you is you better keep your grandkids over there in the pool and out of my yard." I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, them pit bulls are dangerous as shit, right?
Yeah, I used to fuck with him all the time, man. And then finally, after a few minutes getting him all worked up, I was like, "Man, I'm just selling these things, man." I had a husky and had it for her, and then got rid of her and my divorce, and so I'm getting rid of the kennel, the pens. I tell you what got him was one year he come out there. He goes, well, next week is Lent. I said, what are you giving up for Lent? I said, sleeping with my neighbor's wife.
Oh damn!
He looked at me, and I know what he was thinking. Oh, which?
Dead serious.
Yeah, he's like, which wife is he sleeping with? And then I bet he was wondering. I hope it ain't mine. And he had just had that, that inquisitive look on his face. He wanted to ask some questions, and I said, "Yep." I said, I'm gonna give up adultery. I'm not gonna be sleeping with my neighbor's wife no more. I said, but as soon as Lent's over, I said, we're gonna go back at it.
Damn, that's brutal.
That busybody, man. He first moved in. They got some motion sensor lights in their backyard. His backyard meets up with mine, and he put some damn like 200-watt fucking bulbs in them son bitches, man. And I come pulling my driveway, man. It was like getting spotlighted, man, coming down the river with a barge or something. You know what I'm saying? Bam.
Exactly,
I was like,
man. Fuck that shit.
Fuck, man. I couldn't even see in my own driveway, man. About running the back of the other car and shit. So I went over the next morning. I said, hey, man, I said, can you do me a favor? Can you put some smaller bulbs or realign those fucking lights, man? I said, shit, I could pull my driveway, man, and blind the shit out of me. Oh,
Goddamn raccoon comes through your yard. Boom.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. As soon as he plugged the lights up, the whole fucking block glue. It started glowing. Started glowing.
It's ridiculous.
And so he's like, no, I like them like that. I can see in my backyard where they pop on real good, see if there's any intruders or anything. So I had no problem. Well, he's got one of those log cabin houses that got all the damn windows and shit in the backside of it. Goes all the way up to the eave, It's just nothing but all glass on the back. And all they got are some sheer fucking curtains. Well, I went down to Lowe's and I got me a couple of shop lights. And I set them out in the backyard, put them right in the back of his house and plugged them up. About 10:30 at night.
Them halogen lights, man.
Oh, hell yes, man. I had my little fire pit going over there, had my cooler, some beer, had a buddy over. We started drinking some beer, sitting in our lawn chairs, talking and shit. He come out there and said, man, what's going on? I said, what do you mean what's going on? I got all them lights shining up my house. And I said, what lights? He said, them lights right there. I said, oh, man. I said, I got to thinking about you talking about criminals and shit coming through here and want to see what's going on. I said, I got me some lights and put out here so I can see what's going on just like you do.
Damn.
After 2 days, that son bitch, he come over and he said, man, said, if you stop shining them lights up my house, he said, I'll change them bulbs out. I said, I said, now we starting to understand each other.
I mean, that right there is how you win a war, man.
I wasn't trying to win a war. The guy was being I asked him nicely as a good neighbor, being neighborly. Hey, man, do you mind? Realign them. Maybe put a dimmer bulb. I mean, the person lived here before you, they didn't bother me. But he wanted to be an asshole.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man, when I popped them lights on, man, you can see plumb up in his house. I mean, that whole backside of it ain't nothing but glass. So all they had was like sheer curtains and shit. And then the upper windows didn't have any shit, didn't have shit on them.
Yeah, look here, a spotlight just coming around. Wow.
Hey, I'll be neighborly. I won't, guy lives there now. We don't have a problem.
Oh, well, that's the way you do it.
Well, I guess it's time to wrap it up here. Damn, time flies when you have a good time. We appreciate everybody that participated in the show and in the live chat and on Facebook and over at WTFNationRadio.com. Our live chat over there with our got our camera or video running over there as well. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves, had a good time. You was entertained. No, I had a good time. And we appreciate you tuning in here for What the Fuck Wednesdays with Jim Beam, Pookie, and the ever so lovely Spanky. Come back tomorrow night. Heist will be on with Sergeant's Time. Some of the main page folks are with him. And same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all got any parting words?
Yeah, don't drink and drive and don't beat your wife. That's all I got to say.
Just sweet dreams and stuff. See y'all tomorrow.
Sweet dreams and stuff. Hell yeah. Well,
unicorns and kittens.
Do what with the kittens?
No, I just said unicorns and kittens, man.
Oh, unicorns and kittens. Okay.
Goodbye.
Man, he's gonna say goodbye to the whole goddamn country, man.
Of everything that stands the end.
Goodbye! Okay, I'm good.
No safety or surprise the end.
Okay, lady, I love you. Bye-bye.
I'll never look into your eyes again.
Good night. God bless you. And don't forget to wear a rubber.
Hang that shit up.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.